You didn't have a fight. That's the part no one understands. There was no betrayal, no blow-up, no line they crossed. Someone just got close, and something in you went quiet. You've done it before. You'll probably do it again. Someone starts to matter, starts to actually reach you, and you feel it. That small pull backward. The flinch. The urge to become a little harder to find. A slower reply. A canceled plan you're relieved to cancel. A conversation you end in your head weeks before you end it out loud. And here's what I need you to understand before anything else. You are not cold. You are not broken. There is a reason you do this. And it is a good one. And by the end of this, you're going to see it clearly. Maybe for the first time. Because there are two kinds of people who push others away. And from the inside, they feel exactly the same. One of them is doing the smartest thing they ever learned to do. The other is quietly dismantling the one thing they actually want. Most people watching this will not be sure which one they are. By the end, you will be. So, let's find out if this is you. You're the one who pulls away first. Not when someone hurts you. You can handle being hurt. You've had practice. You pull away when someone gets close. When they start to really see you. When they say something kind and mean it. And instead of warmth, you feel exposed. Like a door was left open that you meant to keep shut. You've ended relationships that were good, not toxic. Good. And you can't quite explain why, so you tell people you just grew apart. You got busy. It ran its course. But you know the truth. It didn't run its course. You ended it quietly, deliberately. One unanswered message at a time, until the silence did the work you didn't want to say out loud. You have a talent for the slow fade. You don't slam doors, you just dim. A little less available every week until one day the other person realizes they've been talking to a wall and they stop trying, and you feel relief. And then later, when it's safe, a very specific kind of grief. The grief of the thing you did on purpose. You keep people at a distance you're comfortable with. And the moment they close that distance, you feel it as a threat. Not a compliment. A threat. You have people in your life who love you and don't actually know you. You made sure of it. They get the version of you that's easy, capable, low maintenance, fine, always fine. And some quiet part of you watches them love that version and thinks, they don't even know me, and feels safer for it. If 2 or 3 of those landed, stay with me, because none of this is the story you've been told about yourself. The world has a word for people like you. Cold, detached, avoidant, guarded. People have probably said some of those words to you, and you've half believed them, because from the outside, that is exactly what it looks like. But that's not what this is. Watch what actually happens in your body when someone gets close. There's no coldness there. There's a flinch, a brace. Something old and fast that moves before you've decided anything, that pulls you back from the very thing you say you want. You don't push people away because you don't care. You push them away because you do. And somewhere, a long time ago, you learned that the things you care about are the things that leave. Let me tell you what's actually happening, because it isn't a character flaw. It's a system, and it works. Somewhere in your nervous system, there is a mechanism whose entire job is to keep you safe from other people. It runs faster than thought, an old alarm that can trip before you've consciously seen anything at all. You don't decide to withdraw. By the time you notice, you've already done it. The pulling away isn't a choice you make. It's a reflex you inherited from a younger version of you who needed it badly. And that younger version was not stupid. They were right. At some point, getting close to someone genuinely wasn't safe. So your system learned the lesson every good survival system learns. Get out early. Leave before it costs you. Feel the shift in the room and be gone before anyone can do to you the thing you're most afraid of. You got good at it. Genuinely unusually good. You can feel a relationship changing before the other person says a word. The pause before they answer. The slight cool in their tone. The beat too long between messages. You've been reading people since before you could read words. And most people around you never develop that at all. So no, you're not paranoid. You're not too sensitive. You are running an early warning system most people simply don't have. And for a long time, it kept you from getting hurt. But here's where I have to be honest with you. Because if I stopped there, I'd be lying to you. The same comfortable way everything else lies to you. That system has one flaw. A single, devastating flaw. It cannot tell the difference between someone who is going to hurt you and someone who has simply gotten close enough that they could. To your nervous system, those two things send the exact same signal. The person who drains you and the person who genuinely loves you trip the same alarm because the alarm was never measuring danger. It's measuring closeness. And it treats closeness itself as the threat. So you end up doing something quietly tragic. You cut off the people who were bad for you, and you feel relief. And that relief is real, and that is the wisdom everyone loves to talk about. But you also cut off the people who were good for you, the ones who never took anything, the ones who would have stayed. You pushed them away with the same hand for the same reason, and you called it the same thing. You called it protecting your peace. Here's the difference no one tells you. Removing someone who drains you, that's a boundary. You feel lighter and you stay open. Removing someone simply because they got close, that is not a boundary. That's a wall you built in the dark. And a wall doesn't check who it keeps out. It blocks the ones who'd hurt you and the ones who'd hold you exactly the same, with exactly the same indifference. And you've been calling both of those things by the same word for years. One of them set you free. The other one has been quietly building the loneliest life you can imagine. One reasonable-sounding goodbye at a time, and letting you dress it up as strength. So, which one have you actually been doing? That's the question. And I think, if you're honest, you already feel the answer somewhere under your ribs. Let's talk about what it actually costs. Not in theory, in your real life. You leave before you can be left. That's the whole strategy, underneath everything. If you go first, you are never the one standing there when the door closes. You never have to feel that one specific thing, the person who mattered, choosing to go. So you make sure you're always the one who leaves. You end it early, while it's still small, while it can't really hurt yet. And it works. It absolutely works. You almost never get abandoned. But look at the price of that. To make sure no one can ever leave you, you have to leave everyone first. To make sure nothing can ever be taken from the room, you have to keep the room empty. That's what your peace actually is. Some of the time. Not a garden. An empty room. A place cleared out so completely that nothing in it can ever be lost, including you. And an empty room is quiet, and quiet can feel like calm. But calm and empty are not the same thing. And some nights, you know the difference exactly. Here's the cruelest part. I want you to really sit with this one. The people who loved you could feel the wall go up. Every time they reached for you and you got a little quieter, a little harder to find, they felt it, and they didn't stop because you were too much. They stopped because you never once let them in. You gave them nothing to hold. So eventually, they stopped reaching. And then, this is the part that keeps the whole machine running. You took their leaving as proof. See? Everyone leaves. People always go. You felt it confirm the exact fear that made you build a wall in the first place. But they didn't leave because people leave. They left because you left first. So quietly that even you didn't fully notice you were doing it. You didn't discover that people abandon you. You arranged it. You've been building a case, collecting evidence, since before you can even remember, for a verdict you reached as a child. So where does someone learn this? Because you were not born flinching. Somewhere back there, love came with a cost. Maybe the people who were supposed to hold you were unpredictable, warm one day, gone the next, and you never knew which one was walking through the door. Maybe closeness was the exact thing that got used against you. Maybe you reached out once with your whole small heart, and what came back taught you never to do that again. However it happened, a very young you did the math. And the math was sound. If getting close is how you get hurt, then don't get close. If needing people is how you get left, then don't need anyone. Make yourself into someone who cannot be abandoned, because you will never let anyone close enough to do it. There's a name for this. Family psychologists call it emotional cutoff. Managing the fear of being hurt by keeping people at a distance where they simply can't reach you. It isn't coldness. It's a child's brilliant, heartbreaking solution to a problem no child should ever have had to solve. And that solution saved you, back then. It genuinely did. The problem is that you don't live there anymore. The danger that built the wall is decades gone. But the wall doesn't know that. It's still standing, still doing its job, still pulling you back from every person who gets close, long after the thing it was protecting you from stopped existing. You are running a survival strategy from a war that is already over. And it is costing you the people who would have stayed. Now, I know what some of you are doing right now. You're arguing with me. You're thinking, but some people really are toxic. Some people really did drain me. I was right to cut them off. Yes. You were. Let me be completely clear. This was never about them. Some people should be at a distance. Some doors should stay shut, and keeping them shut isn't the wall. It's wisdom, and you should trust it. But notice how fast you reached for that. Notice how ready the objection was. That reflex, the one that turns the conversation back to the people who deserved it. That's the wall talking. That's it defending itself, pointing at the villain so you never have to look at the good people it quietly kept out too. That's the wall's favorite trick. Keep showing you the ones who hurt you, so you never count the ones who didn't. This was never about the people you were right to leave. It's about the ones you left anyway. So what do? And I am not going to tell you to open up, or be vulnerable, or let people in. You've heard that 100 times, and it's useless. Because you cannot talk your way out of something your body decided when you were 6. I'm going to give you something much smaller. Small enough that it might actually work. The next time someone you genuinely care about gets close, and you feel it, the flinch, the pull backward, the sudden urge to become busy and hard to reach, I want you to do one thing. Nothing dramatic. Just notice it. And don't act on it. This once. Don't send the fade. Don't cancel the plan. Don't let the message sit on read for 3 days while you get some space. Stay. Stay one more day than is comfortable. Let one person be a little closer than your system wants to allow. And then watch what actually happens. Because here's what your body is certain of. That closeness ends in being left. Every time. Without exception. It has never once been shown otherwise. Because you leave first, every single time, so the experiment never gets to finish. You've never let it run to the end. So let it run. One time. Let someone stay close, and let yourself survive it. Let your nervous system collect the one piece of evidence it has never been allowed to have, that someone got close and did not leave. And you did not have to disappear to stay safe. You do that once, and something almost invisible shifts. You do it again, and the wall gets one brick lighter. You're not going to tear it down, you're just going to teach it, slowly, that the war is over. Let me leave you with this. Cutting off the people who drain you, that's wisdom. Keep doing it, but cutting off the people who love you before they can ever prove they'd have stayed, that isn't peace. That's grief you chose in advance, so that being left could never surprise you. You are allowed to protect your peace. Just make sure it's peace you're protecting, and not an empty room you cleared out so completely that no one could ever leave it, including you. There is a person in your life right now. You thought of them somewhere in the last few minutes. Someone who got too close, so you got quiet. Someone who is still, maybe, within reach. You don't have to tear down the wall tonight. You just have to not disappear. Leave the message on read for 1 hour less than you were going to. Answer the call. Stay one more day. The people who would have stayed are still out there, and some of them are still waiting to see if you'll come back. Let one of them in. Not everyone, just one. And find out what your 6-year-old self never got to learn. That this time you are safe, and they are not going anywhere, and you never had to leave at all.